Now improve your English by answering an interesting question. If you want to get stronger, it's important to practice. Hi, I'm Eric. It's time again for speaking practice. Are you ready? This time we have a question that's completely different. Well, not completely different. It's still an agree or disagree type question, but the topic is a little surprising. But, like I often say, you have to be ready for anything. So, this may be a good chance to practice. I hope you like it. So, what are we waiting for? Looking at me isn't helpful. Let's get started. Speaking practice number 18. Today's question. Some people believe that we should not discuss the private activities of celebrities, like movie stars and singers. Do you agree or disagree with this view? Well, this question asks about celebrities, and it tells you what that word means, movie stars and singers. But then it mentions private activities. I don't think this is clear. Some people may think this means any activities that aren't related to their jobs. But others might think it means only activities that occur in a private place, like inside the home, where the public can't see them. I don't know either, but this is good practice, because sometimes there's a word that you don't think is clear. But it's okay. You just have to answer the question the best you can. Don't worry too much. If you see this kind of question on the TOEFL, it's an independent speaking question. You have to explain whether you agree or disagree, and you have only 15 seconds to prepare. Then you have to speak for 45 seconds, giving details and examples, explaining your ideas as clearly as possible in that short time. Want to try? Go ahead, try your best. After you've thought about what you would like to say, let's take a look. Example answer. I disagree with the idea that we shouldn't discuss the private activities of celebrities because even their private activities influence others. I know some people who say that discussing the lives of others is rude, and I understand that gossip can be harmful if it's malicious. But celebrities are role models who are followed and adored by millions, especially young people. And since kids don't understand the consequences of their actions very well, it's important for parents to discuss controversial things openly and truthfully. It's not usually helpful to hide the truth. For example, from time to time we hear about a celebrity with a drug addiction. Even if that celebrity feels embarrassed about their problem, parents have a responsibility to explain the facts to their kids. Like I said before, the topic this time might seem a little unexpected. It seems like it's asking you to think about celebrities, to talk about famous people. But actually, that's not the main point. Really, it's asking you to think about your own behavior. Is it all right to talk about the private activities of celebrities? I think some people would say that it's rude behavior. Celebrities could be hurt if their privacy is lost. But, as you heard me say, I disagree. I think we should talk about celebrities and their private lives. If there are problems, even if it's embarrassing, I think honesty and openness are more important. But what did you think? Also, this is the first time I've disagreed in this speaking practice series. It's like I always say, it's not important whether you say you agree or disagree. But if you have a clear idea for your answer, you should go for it. Anyway, in the next part of today's presentation, we'll talk a little bit about how to say you disagree. Essentially, it's the same as saying you agree, but for some reason, people make a lot of mistakes when trying to answer this type of question. So, we should take a look. Are you ready? Introduction sentence. Now, we're practicing an agree or disagree type question, and learners make a lot of mistakes when they try to answer these kinds of questions. This time I'm going to say that I disagree. It doesn't matter which choice you make, but saying whether you agree or disagree correctly in your introduction is very important. So let's practice. First, you should start by saying I disagree with the idea that you disagree with. You should always say with the idea. For example, you could say either I agree with the idea that, or I disagree with the idea that. And like I said, today we're practicing the disagree choice. Then you have to say the idea. And to do that, you have to understand and copy the idea from the question. Today's question said, some people believe that we should not discuss the private activities of celebrities. Everything after that is the main idea. In other words, the main idea is we should not discuss the private activities of celebrities. Finally, to make your introduction sentence, you put it all together. When you combine the two parts, you say, I disagree with the idea that we should not discuss the private activities of celebrities. That's it. Do you understand? Now you just have to practice on your own. Key words. For today's topic, which asked, should we discuss celebrities' private lives? The first word is malicious. Malicious means vicious. It means you want to cause harm or you want to cause problems. Sometimes people gossip about others because they know it can hurt them and they want to do that. It's bad. Next, we have role model. A role model is a person who is looked up to and copied by young people. We usually imagine parents and teachers when we think of role models, but any professional can be a role model who young people look up to and mimic. Number 3 is consequence. Consequence just means result. It's what happens because of some earlier action. You may just eat hamburgers and sleep on the couch all day, but there are consequences for that. Basically, it'll make you gain weight and become fat. That's the consequence of eating and sleeping too much. Finally, we have the word controversial. Controversial is a very important word because it's very common, but for some reason many learners don't know what it means. It's used to explain that a topic is something that a lot of people disagree with each other about. A controversial topic causes people to argue a lot. Can you think of any controversial topics? Next question. It's almost time for you to practice on your own. So, here's the question we'll talk about in the next video. Which do you prefer? To buy the latest Model E product like a smartphone or tablet as soon as it's released? Or to wait for a while and then decide whether you'll buy it? It's a very interesting question. Why don't you try it on your own? By getting a lot of practice and listening to my advice, you'll be ready for any challenge when the time comes. You'll lift up your victory and celebrate all that you've accomplished. And that's the end of today's lesson. Now, please don't be shy or feel like you lack confidence. By practicing a lot and trying these new and surprising questions, you'll be ready for anything. I'm sure you must have questions, so don't be afraid to ask me. I'd like to try to help you out. Also, I know that everybody who watches these videos must have different ideas about how to answer these questions. And that's really good. Just please leave a comment below. If you do, I'm sure it will start an interesting conversation, and maybe it will help out many other learners. Please, don't forget to push the like button for this video and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to watch the next one. If you're looking for good English practice, I have a lot more coming for you. I'll see you next time.